Hello, everyone. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with.
Kratos, aka Soluxus.
And today we're going to be talking about who is the Ocean Lord in Yu-Gi-Oh. So we were looking at two monsters in particular, Amazon of the Seas and Atlantean Pikeman. Amazon of the Seas is a card that says, a mermaid who serves as a herald to the Ocean Lord. She protects the sacred domain of Atlantis. And we were like, who's the Ocean Lord? So we searched and we found that Atlantean Pikeman also references the Ocean Lord. His card says, the great Ocean Lord who reigns over the depths is served by these lancers. Deep sea creatures exist in fear of facing the stream of attacks their lances are capable of. Kratos was then like, hey, I think I know who the Ocean Lord might be. And he pointed me to look up the Elemental Lords. So I looked that up. And he said it might be, I'm going to butcher the name,
Moulin Glacia.
Moilinglacia. Oh, wait, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Moulin Glacia.
Moulinglacia. Moulinglacia is the water elemental lord. I was then going to try and argue, well, I think the ocean lord might actually be. Um, did I mess something up? I typed in ocean lord and it was like, bitch, nothing. Okay, here we go. I think it might be Ocean Dragon Lord Neo Daedalus, because it's straight up just has Ocean Lord in its name, albeit it does have the word dragon in there. And then Kratos was like, ooh, I got an idea. He seems similar to Phantasm Spiral Dragon. So I'm going to just pass things over to Kratos. I want him to share his thoughts on who he thinks the Ocean Lord is, and then I'll come in with my side, and then at the end, we'll see if we can come to an agreement.
Okay, so the I do think the Ocean Dragon Lord is the Ocean Lord, not only because it has the words ocean and lord in its name, but also because of the effect. So the specific part that I just thought of is the second part of its effect. This is talking about Ocean Dragon Lord. Says you can send Umi you control to the graveyard. Send all cards in both players' hands and on the field to the graveyard except this card. So if you search for Umi in card text, you can see there are 4 field spells that are always considered Umi. So, like in their effect, it says this card's name is always treated as Umi. One of them is Pacifist, which we already talked about for Phantasm Spiral Dragon, but the other 3 are all Atlantean based cards. So, the fact that Atlantis, in as a whole, basically has the name Umi, and the Ocean Dragon Lord has an effect that revolves around Umi, which is an alternate name for Atlantis, that can also signify that the Ocean Dragon Lord is the Lord of Atlantis.
I vibe with that. I think that's like a pretty safe bet. And I was gonna argue the same, that like it seems like I had a less good argument. I actually really liked your argument because I was just gonna say he has Ocean Lord in his name, and that was gonna be about it.
Now, one thing that I find really interesting is the similarities between Ocean Dragon Lord and Phantasm Spiral Dragon. Um, or better yet, with Spiral Star.
Whoa. Well, I'm sorry to interrupt. If you type in ocean, Karyu Shin is a sea dragon known as the king of the ocean. It attacks its enemies with huge tidal waves.
1 second.
No problem, my boy. And also, my bad, like I interrupted you. Feel free to
Oh,
continue
no,
on
you're
like the
good.
spiral dragon.
Okay. Um, so both of them are water, sea serpents, and both of them have 2,900 attack, and they're level 8. So as far as stats and like typing and attribute, they are the exact same. Now, on top of that, both of them have two forms. So for the Spiral Serpent, we talked about that in the last video. Spiral Serpent and Phantasm Spiral Dragon, two forms. And then we have Ocean Dragon Lord Neo Daedalus and Levia Dragon Daedalus, which you actually use to summon Ocean Dragon Lord. Um, the Levia Dragon Daedalus basically just seems to be like a smaller version of Ocean Dragon Lord. And what's interesting is Levia Dragon does not have wings, just like Spiral Serpent does not have wings. But for both Phantasm Spiral Dragon and Ocean Dragon Lord, when they get to their second form, that's when they get wings, and those wings are both red.
Hmm. I
And
do.
both of them just in general become more dragon-like in their second form than sea serpent-like in their first form.
I agree with that, but I do notice that Daedalus actually doesn't just have two forms. There's also Metaphys Daedalus, Light Ray Daedalus, and Chaos Daedalus. So there are actually like five Daedalus monsters. I do like all the comparisons that you made between like Daedalus and Spiral though, because you're right. Like everything you said about like the two are true. It kind of makes me curious if the thing that empowered Spiral is similar to what inspired not inspired, but empowered Daedalus. Like I wonder if they're both connected to Pacificus in some way.
Hmm. Or what if they're related to each other?
Oh, like Spiral and Daedalus are related. That sounds fair. They're both like sea serpents.
Hmm. And they both have like a really similar color scheme. So I'm thinking they may possibly like be related by blood.
Ooh, and it could be like a war between like brothers or
Exactly.
like family factions. I mean, it sounds
Right.
like Daedalus is just better though. His stats are worse than Spiral, but his like him being the Ocean Lord and like ruling over Atlantis sounds a lot cooler than Spiral Serpent just being mad and attacking cities.
Well, yeah, and that will give Spiral Dragon a motivation for attacking, trying to overthrow his brother.
Fair, like he wants to be the Ocean Lord kind of thing.
Right.
Oh, well, hold on. If you read the text, right? I know in the previous video when we were talking about Spiral Serpent and Phantasm Spiral Dragon, I talked about how Spiral Serpent attacks cities and then how Phantasm Spiral Dragon is being hunted by Atlanteans, probably because he attacked Atlantis. But that may not be true. Like, it could be a thing where Spiral Serpent does attack cities, but he may not have provoked Atlantis. If they are related, like they're both sea serpents, spiral serpent, and Daedalus, and they both seem to have similar transformations, which could lead to them being in like the same family line. Ocean Lord may just not fuck with his brother. Like it may not even be a thing where he attacked Atlantis. It could
Right.
be a I don't want to face off against another like sea serpent, especially one that's kind of stronger than me. You know what I mean? Like they have the same
Right.
attack, Ocean Lord and Spiral Serpent, but Spiral Serpent has heavy defense that your boy Daedalus just can't hit through.
Right.
Right. So it's
Um,
interesting. Like I can't tell who is actually the antagonist in this situation. Probably Spiral
mhm.
Serpent because he attacks cities, so he probably
Right.
did attack Atlantis. But you could see the Ocean Lord as maybe being a petty bitch. Like I don't know.
It kind of really reminds me of an Aquaman thing with him and Orm.
Mm-hmm.
We need to try and look for the spell and trap cards to see if there's any clues in the artwork that it can give us.
Now, did you check out the monster that I mentioned earlier, who's listed as being king of the ocean?
The Furious Sea King.
Wait, who the fuck are you talking about? So that's cool, what you just mentioned, but that's not what I wrote. I'm gonna look that up right now. I'm talking about Kiryu Shin. He's a normal monster, and his effect text, well, I guess flavor text, is that he's a sea dragon known as the king of the ocean. It attacks its enemies with huge tidal waves.
So search for the word sea instead.
Okay, so searching. Ooh, fuck. Sea King Dragon. Protected by a
Yeah.
tough shell, this master of the sea
No,
attacks its enemies with toxic bubbles.
sorry, not that one. It is it's really stupid because the stats are not aligned whatsoever with um like its flavor text. Like its flavor text makes it seem super powerful, but it's really weak. So search for the card the Furious Sea King.
Okay, I'll look that up now. The Furious Sea King. Grand King of the Seven Seas, he's able to summon massive tidal waves to drown the enemy. Why are there so many cards that are like, I'm like the king of the sea? Like, I am the one.
um in Aquaman, aren't there like different factions under the sea?
Yeah, there are like multiple like Atlantean kingdoms kind of thing.
So maybe that's kind of what the situation is here. But like the Furious Sea King, he's like a super weak ruler with maybe like a population of two, but he's like bragging to the surface world like I'm the king of the seven seas.
Yo, there's also super ancient deep sea king,
Mhm.
Colacanth or whatever.
Yeah. Coelacanth.
Colacanth, thank you. Um, so there seem to be a lot of these like sea king monsters. Excuse me. But would you say
So
that the oh I'm sorry.
it seems like there's like a big war going on for dominance over the sea.
Right, if you have so many people who are like trying to claim that they're the king. Um,
But you, what were you saying?
Um, fuck, I don't remember. There's another one that I saw called Terror King Salmon. Is it Salmon? Salmon. Terror King Salmon. There we go. A feared salmon, master of the sea of darkness. Its roe is the best delicacy in the world of darkness. So that
The
one
fuck
seems
is
to
the World
be,
of Darkness?
yeah, I don't know what the world of darkness is. It seems to be a thing. I think we're probably on the money with Daedalus being like the Ocean Lord because he's the only one that has Ocean Lord in his name. But
Right? And all the Umi connections.
right. Um,
And the Ocean Lord has to be tied to Atlantis due to the Atlantean flavor text.
right. Like the story of Atlantis shows that they do have to be connected. I agree. I'm with you on like what you said. Like there's plenty of evidence to show that Daedalus is like the true Ocean Lord. Um, but I am surprised that there are all these other like ocean lord and like king factions. Some of them just being kings of like specific seas, like how the Furious Sea King is the Grand King of the Seven Seas, and Sea King Dragon is the master of the sea in general, but not the ocean necessarily. But then you do have stuff like Kiryu Shin, who is a sea dragon who's known as the king of the ocean. What does that mean versus like Ocean Lord?
Hmm.
It also seems like there's a line drawn between being like the king of the sea or the ocean versus being the king of the deep sea. Like now we got like a deep sea king. And then we're learning about like seas that exist in the world of darkness. Like there's a whole other world that has its own sea and it has its own king kind of thing.
So I'm trying to look at the artwork for Abyss Squall and see what's going on there. Um, no, never mind. Well, hold on. Huh.
Huh. So I started looking up World of to try and see how many like worlds come up when you like try and look it up. And if you look at Dark Titan of Terror, there's a world of dreams. If you look at Jormungand, there's a world of myth. And if you look at Terror King Salmon, there's the world of darkness. But then if you look at Sea Serpent Warrior of Darkness, his flavor text is a warrior who defends the world of the Sea of Darkness. So not the world of darkness, but the world of the Sea of Darkness. So I think he's related to Terror King Salmon. He must be like the defender of Terror King Salmon's world. He prides himself on his fighting prowess both on the ground and, of course, in the water. Um, so I think that's cool. I didn't know that those two cards were directly related in lore, but they're the only World of Darkness cards that I've seen so far.
And what if the other versions of Daedalus are like Daedalus going to those other worlds?
Ooh, so like the Chaos Daedalus, like the Dark Daedalus equivalent,
Uh-huh.
could be like him in the World of Darkness, like in the Sea of Darkness.
Right. And the
That,
Metaphys Daedalus could be in the dream world.
what are Metaphys monsters? I actually don't know a lot about them. Metaphys. Let's see, Metaphys Armed Dragon. Usually visible despite his phantom existence. Let me
Yeah,
look
that
up.
sounds like a dream world to me.
I mean,
And like all of them, yeah, all of them in general have that like transparent, dreamlike thing to them. Like on all of their artwork, like the bottom half of their body is transparent.
they have like these crazy like auras and stuff too. That does make sense because metaphysics, I feel like, can tie into stuff like dreams and things of that nature.
Yeah, and especially if you look at like the spell and trap card artwork, like Asymetaphys, the continuous spell,
That's very like
and Metaphys
tricky.
Dimension,
Well, hold
like
on.
can't like literally a card that has the word dimension in it.
So if we have Metaphys Dimension, then I don't think it's the world of dreams then, because then it's probably the Metaphys of it, like just the place that they say it is at that point.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So then the um one second. So maybe the Metaphys Daedalus is when Daedalus goes to the Metaphys dimension, and then Light Ray Daedalus may be in the world of dreams.
Now, I feel like that feels like a reach almost because why would Light Ray connect to dreams? Also, there are a whole bunch of Light Ray cards, I just realized.
Hmm.
Is Light Ray like the light version of Chaos?
Uh, Generally,
Okay. So it's like the opposite to Chaos stuff.
mhm.
Let's type in Light Ray. Ooh. I tried to type in Light Ray in the like effect area and it doesn't seem to like it. Like it's doesn't seem like there are like normal monsters that talk about like light ray stuff.
Oh, and then the warrior monster I was talking about earlier that has like a big long lore story is Light Ray Grepher.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Warrior de Greffer. He's on like a whole bunch of stuff, like
Yeah,
A forces and things like that.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
with you. Um, so let's see. I feel like when it comes to the particular topic of this video, which is who is the true Ocean Lord, not only did we determine that it was Daedalus, but we also ran into this big rabbit hole of like, wow, there are just so many different monsters that claim to be like the Ocean Lord. We didn't even look up like is there a card called like Atlantean King or anything like that. I don't see that. I see an Atlantean Prince though. That's a thing. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I definitely am vibing with this. Um, it is weird that there's like a prince but no king. Because I feel like that could have settled it, right? If there was just one called Atlantis King, you'd be like, oh well, that's probably the like leader of Atlantis, the Ocean Lord, or whatever.
Right.
But I think Daedalus is like the goat. Yeah, I mean, he does just have Ocean Lord in his name, so I feel like that fits. Do you have any like final thoughts on the Ocean Lord situation? Do you still feel the same way that you did at the beginning, where Daedalus is like the true Ocean Lord, or have any like additional thoughts in general?
Nope, I think we pretty much covered everything.
All in. Well, I'm gonna wrap up this video real quick. Real quick, so Alexis, do you have any shout outs or things on your channel that you want peeps to go check out?
Um, nope, I'm good.
Okay, ballin'. Thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding 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 ring the notification bell because we do videos every day, especially AI Dungeon 2 videos. But thank you for tuning in. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jump Like the One Only, here with
Kratos, aka Soluxus.
Logging Out. Peace, guys. Chicken a bow.